खालसा टीवी पर आपका स्वागत है। ਦਾਸ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਇੰਦਰਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਅਤੇ
ਦਾਸ ਨਰਵੈਰ ਸਿੰਘ
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਸੇਵਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਨਵਾਂ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ।
ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਹੋਈ ਫਤਿਹ ਦੀ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਈਏ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਹੋਪਫੁਲੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਵੀਕ ਵਧੀਆ ਟੱਪੀ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਦਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰੰਟ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਦੱਸਣੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਦੱਸੋ।
This happened recently. Sardar Justice Ranjit Singh, who is a judge in India, came to the conclusion with all of his reports and everything that I think this happened 20 something or 19 or the 1970 80s. The first time Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Beadbi happened, that Prakash Badal, right? It was because of he was the one who I'm gonna start this over. What happened was when the Guru Granth Sahib's Beadbi happened for the first time. I'm not exactly sure how, but it happened, and so a lot of Singhs, Shantami, they were a Shantami protest, and they were, you know, they're doing part, and this happened in like the 2015 to 2016-ish.
Yeah. In between that time.
Yeah. So in this amount of time, what happened?
In between this time, like they started a protest, a calm protest.
Shantami saying Barni Patrasi Gurbani, and it was friendly Shantami. And on Prakash Badal's orders, they were, I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of them were shot.
There was the first shooting.
Yeah.
It was, I think, two people that got shot.
Yes.
And then, yeah, it was the first shooting that happened because ਜਦੋਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਬੇਅਦਬੀ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਦੋਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਸਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ 2 ਬੰਦੇ ਮਾਰੇ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਹੁਣ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੇ ਬਾਦਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਿੰਕ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਕੋਈ like he made the orders.
It was on his orders.
It was on his orders.
Yeah.
And they went through the studies and everything. So yeah.
It was a big program happened because of this, and it was a lot of stuff was said, and like I was thinking of giving my own speech on our show, but I didn't prepare it. Maybe next time.
maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah. But let's go. Let's
go on to the thing. Asi NDP di thank you karne chahne hain ji. We would like to thank the NDP government for like
all they have done. First of all, for the Malala competition that happened, I believe last week.
Yeah.
I would like to thank the NDP personally, and especially Rod Loyola, for everything they have done for the Sikh community, which would include the helmet exemption. If you would like to go on the topic, the reason it became a thing, from the knowledge that we have gathered, is that BC and I believe Manitoba already had the exhibition or some exemption on helmets for the motorcycles, and the amount of accidents that happened that was
they looked through that everything.
It was less than 0.1, I believe. It was point something, and based off of that, we were allowed to have the helmet exemption, and also on the fact that motorcycles are meant to for enjoyment, not a legitimate means of transport. It's right, so
it's just shonk, pretty much.
Enjoyment for that sake, you only live one life once, and in order to enjoy that life, we were allowed to wear.
Yeah, and it's gonna become there's gonna be a law in Alberta, and hopefully soon coming Ontario, and we would love to like thank the NDP government. Thank you very much for this law that like we can keep the Malay on and the star on, and like keep our religion.
And I would once again like to thank Rod Loyola for coming to the Malala competition on a very short notice. He showed up and gave a speech, and it was very nice of him. And after that, he also talked to a lot of the Sangat that was there, and I believe there was like around 700 people who were there.
It was 700 plus, something around there. Yeah, and that's it. And then like there were 700 people. There was a langar and everything. And thank you for everybody that came. I thank you guys very much. And for everybody that participated in the Damala competition. Okay, let's start you. Onto this topic. While we were like on the topic of the Star everything, was there Gatka in the Star program?
Yeah. it was a competition. Not competition. It happened before the Gatka, before the Sastar competition happened. But it was a very funish thing. I also participated. But yeah, it was quite fun.
It was quite fun.
Yeah.
What type of like shastras did you guys use and everything?
I believe I did dong, and I also did the kukri, katar, tal katar, and tal kukri fight is what I did.
Tal kukri fight. Could you explain about the kukri?
Kukri is what it's pronounced. The kukri, as it how it showed up, is a I like to call it a reversed sword or a reversed dagger blade.
So like a reversed kirpan almost, right? Like a sticker on the outside, like on
not
the
necessarily
edge.
Reversed, because in that sense the blade would also be reversed. But it comes forward. There's another shastar that is called a katti, and that is what you would call a legitimate reversed kirpan, because it's the exact opposite of a kirpan. The blade is forward, but in the same sense that a kirpan's made, it's the exact same except the blade comes outside, and the name of this shastar is called katti, right? There's also a shastar called katti, I believe, which is like kind of it's close to the nagani, but not as much.
IKK.
Oh, another thing I forgot. Another fact about the kukri is that it's very much favored by the Nepali people. It's their like normal kirpan. Like we have our stereotypical kirpan. The kukri is theirs.
Okay, so they carry a kukri around like we carry our kirpans around.
Maybe not in the same sense, but they do carry it like we do.
Okay. Okay. And like some other shastars that would be good. Like what did you want to do? Like what was another shastar? Like khanda I think was, right? Did you want to talk about khanda?
That was the topic of our show. Our
first thing, because our thing is about shastars, so we need to talk about some shastars. And then another shastar that we like are gonna bring up today is about the khanda. Could you elaborate more on that?
Depends. What exactly do you wish to hear?
I want to hear like some background information about the khanda. What like why?
Stories of people that have used it, or like what would be
what is a khanda?
The efficiency of the khanda.
What is a khanda? Tell us what is a khanda.
That's way too broad of a.
Okay.
Narrow it down for me. What you wish to hear first.
How is a khanda made? What are the features of a khanda?
How is it made?
Okay, what are the features of a khanda? What are the features of a khanda that make it a khanda?
I'm gonna first answer your first topic. The way a khanda is made is the different ways to make. I don't know. It might be a good time to bring this thing in, but there are different ways to make kirpans or shastars. I find that if you would like to make a khanda, based on it being the khanda, like khan means kirkan, right, to destroy, as in the khanda is basically a mixture of every way to kill someone, right? Bludgeoning, piercing, stab, blood loss, it will do it all. So you want to use it as a baseball bat, turn the blade to the side and crack someone's skull open. One after to call someone, turns the blade forward and you will slice someone's head off. It's like in the sense of a heavy blade. So if you were to make it, I'd recommend the best way to make a khanda would be a process I am not aware of. But if you're to find shastars that have like blackish kind of chemicalized look, right, you'll find it's a very expensive almost piece. That's like very fancy looking. So you take 7-6 pieces of metal and you'll tie it together and then you'll hammer it together.
Is it like a sort of metal or any metal? Does it matter?
You take 5 pieces.
Of any metal?
Any metal. Like,
okay.
I don't know.
But usually sarbulu, I think, back then, right? Or something like that?
I don't know. I find you'd have different minerals and stuff you'd mix into it. I mean, maybe 7 pieces of sarbulu. Just mash them together to make one big piece. And like, I'm sure a lot of you know that Baba Deep Singh Ji's khanda, which was second heaviest, I believe, to Baba Banda Singh Ji Bahadur's, Baba Deep Singh Ji's khanda was 18 kilos.
18 kilograms?
Kilos,
okay, whatever you call it. Yeah.
Kilograms, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's kilograms.
And then Baba Banda Singh Ji Bahadur's khanda was 20 kilograms.
20 kilograms?
20 kilos.
That's heavy. And that's, I think, number 1, right? It's the heaviest khanda.
Would be 20 kilograms, I believe.
20 kilograms?
Yeah.
Please give us your suggestions. Je hi khanda ji sanu dassyo. Sanu inni knowledge nahi haigi. Odda sanu like ehi information mili, but if there was like a bigger khanda, please tell us. And yes. Okay, ਆਪਾਂ break ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਉਨੇ ਆ.
Yeah.
ਤਾਂ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
We'll meet you after.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਸਰਕਾਰ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਈਨ ਮੰਨੀ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਸੂਰਮੇ ਨੇ ਸਦਾ ਹੀ ਕੜਕਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਵੰਗਾਰੀ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਮੋਰਾ ਵਾਲੀਆ ਭਰੇ ਦੀਵਾਨ ਅੰਦਰ ਓਏ ਢਾਡੀ ਗਰਜ ਕੇ ਗਾਉਣਗੇ ਵਾਰ ਉਸ ਦੀ
ਐਡਮਿੰਟਨ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਦਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਹਰਮਨ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਨਾਨਕ ਡਰਾਈਵਿੰਗ ਸਕੂਲ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਟਰੱਕ ਟ੍ਰੇਲਰ ਲਈ ਤਸੱਲੀ ਬਖਸ਼ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੱਸਾਂ ਤੇ 에ਅਰ ਬ੍ਰੇਕਸ ਦੀ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ।
ਸਾਰੇ ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸਾਂ ਦਾ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੱਲ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਡਰਾਈਵਿੰਗ ਸਕੂਲ ਵਾਲਾ ਸੁਖ ਬਲ।
ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦਾ ਡਰਾਈਵਿੰਗ ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੋਵੇ
ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਲੈਣ ਆਓ, ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਿਕਾਇਤ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ।
ਤਾਂ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਤੇ ਲਿਖੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਉੱਤੇ। ਐਡਮਿੰਟਨ
Welcome back.
Welcome back to our show. And
yes.
while we were on the topic of khanda, right? Can you like keep explaining what you were saying?
What would differentiate a khanda from every other chester is one, its weight, and second, that a khanda is double-sided.
Like, what do you mean double-sided?
It's a straight chester, right? Like the kirch or kircha, I guess you would say, because it's normally used with two. It's normally used in a pair. But it's a straight chester. It'll go straight up, like a bod almost, and it's bladed on both sides.
So it's not like a kirpan, like one side blade. So it's both sides.
And it's not bent either.
It's not straight. Yeah, it's straight.
Yeah.
And jo aapa khanda kehne and like there's also a Nishan Sahib khanda too, right? Is it that why we call it a khanda, because of the khanda in the middle?
Probably.
I think, right?
That might have something to do with it.
Okay. Please give us your
Or if
suggestions.
you know that whole thing with the chester, you can attack from any way and do whatever you want.
Yeah, is that why it's useful too, right? Khanda? Because if you attack this way and there's another person coming from there, you don't have time to switch.
It's because actually I found like switching would be a better alternative than actually cutting something like this, because that would be very bad for your wrist. As in you could dislocate it very horribly. But I feel like I don't know, like you'd have to have some really tough wrists.
Well, back then people did have tough wrists.
You don't know that.
Well, they're holding up 20 kilogram khandas. What do you think? They probably had heavy, good wrists.
No, like I find it's like a very like, because I think of everything like very scientifically, right? Because like when you went to the topic of how Banda Singh Jiwadar, he carried his sit to the thing.
Yeah.
I don't entirely believe that, in the sense that I'm sure he has, like, I interpret it into he had a severe injury to the head, or had some type of a severe injury and continued on. But like if someone would say he carried his head, I wouldn't completely believe that. Again, that's just my perspective on it. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but in the sense that if you were to slice someone backwards, I feel like that wouldn't be the best choice. I don't know.
It wouldn't be the best choice, but you can still do it just in case. It's a life or death situation.
I'm not entirely. If you were to ask me what the point of it would be, is how I would answer that is that Gatka is kind of like a dance. Shastar Vidya is like a dance almost. And like when you do Shastar Vidya and you're dancing and let's say someone were to come from behind you and you're doing like your pichevar and stuff, you hit someone and that with that amount of speed you could do a var, right? Because the way you would spin a khanda would be different from the way you spin a kirpan and the way you spin like a mirathi and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally different. But like, okay, I feel that like dislocating your wrist would be better than dying though still. Why would they have two things on the side then?
I gave you my idea that let's say in the case you're spinning your khanda and someone were to come in between, you would like, because when you spin your charhat, you have a var that goes down like this, which let's say you're cutting someone like this, right? This way it would not be only your wrist doing the cutting, it would be your whole arm. So this would be fine. That would not, because your whole arm is supporting you, your whole forearm, that would be okay. But if you're just gonna like with the kirpan, because you're only using your wrist to spin a kirpan, because the way it's built, in that sense, a kirpan can cut someone with just the wrist spin. If you do the same thing with a khanda, right, that would not work.
Okay, just because of the heaviness, or just like because it's designed?
I think because the weight would contradict that design. I guess that would also, I didn't think of it this way, but the khanda is, you spin a khanda differently and you spin a kirpan like very differently.
With a khanda, you would use its weight to an advantage, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Right?
So like, again, you'd have like a very stiff wrist when you're doing your bars and stuff and just spinning your fry. Yeah.
So whereas like the kirpan would be like, it's like slow watery movement, right? And then the khanda would be more like you spin it really hard fast and then you just let it carry. Yeah. I guess, right? With the weight of it. And just on the topic of shastars and everything, you know, I've seen a lot of people wear like shastars on their damale, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸਜਾਦਾ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ explain ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਵੀ ਕਿਉਂ?
Well, defense and offense.
Defense and offense.
You would have small Daman shastars hanging off from here. Sometimes people would put it through their chand and coming down like this way. And there'll be kirpans, tees and stuff like this. There are other Daman shastars, which is like the tar, the I think is what it's called. No. I'm
not sure. Please give us your sujaz. What does it look like?
Sanjo. You would have your jali, your sanjo, you would have different stuff like that.
Your chainmail and everything, right? Would that count as a shastar?
Chainmail sanjo, right?
Okay. Would that count as a shastar?
Yeah, because that would be in the sense of defense. And you give your chakkar as well, which would be defensive and offensive. So if you take a vow to the head, it would not.
It'd be like a sword protecting you, pretty much, almost like that.
And then you'd also have, a flying disc that you can throw.
Okay.
Mini Tron disc.
Probably somebody's head cut off, something like that, right?
Yeah. Okay. Little thing if you guys want to try at home as a little experiment. If you guys do have chakkars at your house, not the big net chakkars, but like small Damanashas chakkars, what you can do is you can take sugar cane, right? And if you just sharpen your chakkar and throw it, cutting sugar cane is the same as cutting a neck. It has the same.
Okay.
It would take the same amount of effort, at least as what I've been told. I haven't tried it myself.
I don't know if you can get sugar canes from here. I think it's only from America, bro. I haven't seen them here.
You go to your local subbies or no frills.
They actually do?
Please
link me up. I need some sugar canes.
It's called Hit Me Up, but
shut up. Okay.
Yes. What we did talk about next?
While we were like on the first topic, I forgot to bring this up, but like while we were talking about like Guru Sahib di Biabdi Hoisi and everything like that, right? Like not even like about that. It's just like on the topic that like, you know how it's written in Gurbani, right? Like Gurmukhi lipi ch likhya hoya, right? Yes. But that's all translated from some other languages like. I wouldn't
say all translated. I would say definitely Guru Nanak Dev Ji's.
Like some is translated to make it easier.
I'd say good, like not from Guru Granth Sahib, because Guru Granth Sahib, from what I'm aware, I might be completely off on this. But I mean, I feel like you'd be able to correct me. But is it just Guru's Bani and Guru Granth Sahib, or is it like other stuff as well?
I'm pretty sure it's other stuff too.
Other stuff as well, because there are a whole bunch of this. But from I'm aware. At least Guru Nanak Dev Ji's stuff was translated from like Farsi and stuff like this.
Yeah, but that's like my question. Why would you translate it when like, okay, why would ਜਦੋਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਨ ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜਸ ਸੀ ਜੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਟਿਕ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਇੱਕ ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵਗ ਜਾਂਦੇ like why didn't they do that wouldn't that be easier for like everybody instead of translating it because you know how sometimes like translations get lost like word meanings get lost sometimes right like not in the sense
so
like
this is where I'd argue that for sure Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Bani and I'd say a bit of Guru Angad Dev Ji's Bani was in maybe Farsi or Sanskrit, right? And that I got translated. But I believe that Guru Gobind Singh, Guru Angad Dev Ji, and from him on, all of this stuff was translated. So not a lot of stuff was in Sanskrit or Farsi. And like a big thing is that if in Sanskrit, at the time, it was Sanskrit was like owned by like how would I put this?
like Brahman,
yeah. Sanskrit was basically owned by Brahman. Like as in, you hear Sanskrit, they would burn your ear. As in, they make you deaf from the ear that you hear it. If you were to speak Sanskrit, they would cut off your jeeb, so you cannot speak. So you never be able to speak again. All right. So if all of Guru Granth Sahib Ji was written in Sanskrit, you wouldn't be like Brahman would take over it, saying Guru Granth Sahib Ji is ours, and those who read it and speak it are killed or something like that.
Okay, so is that why they did
protect protection from that? And I believe even if you go on the topic of Farsi, we could have done it in Farsi, like the Bani we did last show was in Farsi and then translated. I feel like I don't know if there was anything similar mahal in Farsi, but like Farsi is something that's a bit harder to learn. So in order for anyone to just read Guru Granth Sahib Ji, it was written in Panti Akhri or Gurmukhi Lipi, right?
Which was easier to just
easier to read,
learn,
right?
And everything, right? Yeah. Okay. And but like I get that. And then who made Gurmukhi Lipi, and then who translated it?
I believe it was Guru Angad Dev Ji who made Gurmukhi
Lipi. Yeah.
And I believe he and the next Guru were the ones who translated. I'd assume, or just Guru Angad Dev Ji just did the whole thing and no one else had to.
Okay. So it was like translated from there to make it easier for everybody else. Okay. So do you have anything else to add? Well, actually, I have one thing. Could you also give us a thing? I've heard this a few times, but I'm not really sure like how to explain it. What does Lenda Punjab, Charda Punjab te Lenda Punjab mean? What does that mean?
Lenda Punjab and Charta Punjab is Punjabi, or Punjab, I guess, based off of regional wise, because I guess it's west and east, the side where.
So the way you look at it, yeah.
Suraj Charda, or Charta Punjabi, you can say, because that area would speak that type of Punjabi, right? They'd have like that accent or something, and then the east side where the sun would set would be Lenda Punjab or Lenda Punjabi, where Suraj set, so east side, and they speak their own version
of Punjabi, and then they speak their own version,
their own accent, or
so it's like Canada and England, right? Yeah. Like there's such a difference. You can see this like accent and everything, like how Canadians speak. Too. Yeah, how Canadians speak and Americans speak and England speak. They have a big accent. Do you have anything else to add? Kuch add karna hega?
Not really. There was this thing how Guru Nanak Dev Ji knew several languages. This is not me confirming it. That I believe there were around 50-ish, 50 to 40,
14, 15,
maybe 15, 50 or 15. I don't know.
Please sajado ji abde thanu dasso kinne ke languages.
But he knew a good many languages just because he did travel a lot, so it was his need.
Like he needed to know them to translate to other people. Okay. And then just one more thing. Was there like a thing that Guru nu aune chahiye si in languages? Because if you look at all the gurus, like sare guru nu like thode bahut languages aunde si.
Yeah.
Bahut, right? Kuch hunda si back then bhi aune chahiye ne ya something.
No, you weren't chosen as guru based off how much knowledge you had. I don't believe it's based on like your willpower and everything and your suja, right? And that's based off of how you're turned into a guru. Though it doesn't matter nowadays. But it was just in spite of being good that they decided they needed to know several languages in order to speak to all their sangat.
Okay. Chalo ji, aapa fir next time fir milange. Thode now.
Yes. You can watch us in the IP box 6 to 7 or 6 to 6:30, either or.
ਜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਗਲਤ ਬੋਲਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਟੈਕਸਟ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਜਾਂ ਈਮੇਲ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਕੌਮੈਂਟ ਦਿਆ ਕਰੋ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਗਲਤ ਬੋਲਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਐਡ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਦੱਸੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੌਮੈਂਟ ਕਰੋ ਐਂਡ ਇਹ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਤਿਹ ਅਰਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ